Welcome to the Fertility Mind podcast. I am your host, Jessica Friesen, a certified fertility mindset coach, a sound healer, and an international best-selling author. My mission for this podcast is to give you weekly episodes where you hear my own success with IVF and how mindset and manifestation changed it all for me. You will also hear from my guests who share their success stories in the fertility world. I want you to know that you are not alone. Even when things feel tough and when things feel like they aren't going your way, the tools and techniques you will get in this podcast, I know can change everything for you too. So thanks for being here with me today, and let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I am going to be talking about vibrations, frequencies, and becoming in true alignment with what it is that you want. So, what is a frequency? A frequency, think of it like your thermostat that you have the temperature set in either your office, your home, wherever it is. But think of that thermostat. What is it set at? Your thermostat is your subconscious mind. It's the thing that goes on, it's your patterns that you do every single day. So this applies to every area of your life. You have a thermostat for the most amount of money that you've made. So if you think about a raise, you think about different things like that. If you've only made a certain level of income every single month because, you're on a salary or whatever, that is your highest thermostat. You've never made more than that. So your body is on that set thermostat. It knows how to operate. It knows how to function at that income level. And that's the same as your subconscious of your inner feelings. So, if people go to yoga retreats, they go to wellness retreats, they go to these different things because they want to learn more techniques on how to live a healthier life, a more Zen life, learn more about gratitude, all the things. So they go and they learn these things, but they're still on the exact same frequency. So frequencies and vibrations are different. A frequency will always go back to this set thing. So that's your thermostat. And a vibration, when you're having a good day, you're vibrating on a high level. When you're having a bad day, for whatever reason, you're vibrating at a lower level. So the really amazing part is that you can have a really good day, but your frequency has not changed. And when I say your frequency, like I said, it's that thermostat. Even though you're having a really good day, lots of things are lining up, you're seeing synchronicities or whatever, your internal part, your subconscious mind of how you truly feel about yourself will remain the same. So I want you to be able to start thinking from the end result because you become on a vibrational match to that. And a vibrational match just means everything already exists. Nothing is created or destroyed. And you just need to become on a vibrational match. So if everything is a vibration, science has proven everything is always vibrating. It's a vibration. So if you can vibrate on that same level where everything exists, all the things that you desire, you become a match to that. But not only do you have to bring your vibration up to become that vibrational match, you have to start increasing your frequency. So I call it living from the end, meaning when I was on my fertility journey, I kept imagining my life with a baby. And this was before I found out I was pregnant with twins. And this is what I absolutely did on my secondary fertility journey because I had understood and started studying the universal laws and understanding really what manifestation is. So I really started picturing my life. So what my twins would be doing with this new baby that would be joining us, what my older girls, my stepdaughters would be doing with this older baby, what our life looked like. I talk to my clients and I tell them about, like, a lot of people say, like, I will be happy when I'm pregnant. I will be happy when this. But if you've ever had a miscarriage or you've ever been pregnant before, you will have feelings from that past experience, and that is a part of your frequency. So for me, because my twins were born 2 months early, and for the first 20 weeks of my pregnancy, I was in fear of this vanishing twin because they told you when you have twins, up to 20 weeks, you can have a vanishing twin. And I was so excited once I think it was about 8 weeks that we found out that we were pregnant with twins. So from 8 to 20 weeks, I had this constant noise in the back that I kept saying, no, I'm not paying attention to it, but it was still always there. So bringing it to my second pregnancy with my last baby, I kept saying, okay, like I had already had um, a miscarriage at 6 weeks and 4 days, and I had already had failed implantations from before the twins and after the twins. And I was carrying a lot of that with me. So my vibration could be high when I was getting ready to start medications. I was getting ready to do all these things, but my frequency still had that inner voice in the back of the head saying, but like, what if this doesn't work? Because it's never worked on the first try for you. So what if this happens? And I tell myself, I'd be like, no, I don't have time for you. But it stayed there because I wasn't working on my frequency. So bringing it to the end, I started really envisioning my life, what it would be like our first Christmas with our baby at home and celebrating with my older girls, celebrating with the twins. Because here's the thing, all natural things just because you become pregnant does not mean you stay pregnant. And anyone that's listening that has ever had a miscarriage or a chemical pregnancy or any of the other terms, um, I'm sending you massive love. And it is far more common than it's ever talked about. And I know that this needs to be changed. People need to understand how often miscarriages happen. And it is nothing against you. You did not do anything wrong. The way I flip my perspective on this, and if this helps, that I'm only sharing this for the reason of helping, is I always flip my perspective. My body is absolutely incredible and it knows things that I don't. So I was not meant to have that baby. As much as it stings, as much as it hurts, I tell myself there's a reason. Maybe it was a medical reason. Maybe it was whatever that the universe or my body, spirit, God, creator, it knew that this baby was not meant to stay with me. I was not meant to meet this baby here on earth. And, it's still emotional to talk about, but that's how I flipped my perspective and allowed myself to say, you know what, my body and the universe knew that this baby was not meant for me or babies when I transferred multiple embryos. And I allowed myself to know that everything is always working out for me. I flip my perspective on that. Some people can do that, some people can't. So I just wanted to share something that works for me. And if it doesn't work for you, I'm sending you love regardless, because that's a really hard thing to go through. So if you let go of these things by thinking from the end and always like really envisioning your life, because just because you get pregnant does not guarantee a baby. So that's what I always encourage my clients. Don't just focus on when I'm pregnant, then I can be happy. Because then if you have had complications during any pregnancy that resulted in a miscarriage, then if you got to 8 weeks, if you got to 10 weeks, if you got to 11 weeks, even 12 weeks and lost your baby, you are going to automatically go back to that spot. Well, I can breathe once I get to 12 weeks. I can breathe once I get to 20 weeks. I can breathe when I get to 28 weeks. And, I know things like that stuck with me in my second pregnancy, because at 28 weeks or 29 weeks, I believe, 28 weeks, I went into preterm labor with my twins. And that really, really, really scared me when I started thinking about having another baby. there was the what if. What if I go into preterm labor and I'm in the hospital for 6 weeks with this baby the way I was with my twins? And I kept telling myself, I don't have time for that. But I allowed myself to feel the emotions. I felt the fear and I said, but the universe is protecting me. The universe is guiding me and the universe knows what is best and I will be there. And whatever happens, it is always working out for me, but I don't want to be on a vibrational match of, a preterm labor, preemies, anything like that. So I really focused on my imagination. I really focused on seeing myself like role playing in my life of bringing baby home. I would envision once my belly started showing of like, my twins wanting to hold the belly or just like, touch the belly. I envisioned like my stepdaughters asking if I can feel the baby kick. And I even got so crystal clear. I wanted to have a blonde hair, blue eyed baby boy. You don't have to become that crystal clear. If you just become crystal clear on a healthy baby, that's okay. Um, I have a lot of people ask me why I wanted a blonde hair, blue eyed baby boy. Um, my older girls, their eye color matches their mom's. And my oldest stepdaughter, she's got the lightest color out of the three, which are closer to their dad's. And my twins have my color of eyes. And I just thought it would be so amazing for my husband to have another boy because we had four girls in the house and one boy. And I wanted my son, like my first son, to have a brother and I wanted him to have the bleach blonde hair that my husband had when he was a baby, and I wanted a blue-eyed boy to match my husband. If none of those things happened, I would have been absolutely okay. But that's how crystal clear I came from the end. I envisioned myself seeing my baby and seeing that blonde hair, blue-eyed little boy and just being like, yes, Um and I really envisioned my day-to-day life. Like, I thought about, like, taking him and showing all the teachers when I dropped my twins off at school and, showing off my son when I would drop either my older girls off or my daughter off at dance to all the, like, my dance mom friends and the dance teachers that I've gotten to know over the years. I got so crystal clear. So that's becoming a vibrational match is being on that frequency as if it already exists, as if, and that was me spending time in my imagination, really like seeing my life with the baby and seeing what our first Christmas would be like. I pictured the ornament that we would order for a Christmas tree that says like baby's first Christmas. Um, I allowed myself to go there. So that starts to raise your frequency because I started really envisioning what my life was like, but feeling that feeling of being there. So feeling is the secret. Feeling is plain and simple the secret. And there's a book by Neville Goddard called Feeling is the Secret. And it really is the secret to understanding. So if you've never been a millionaire, so say let's bring this back to money for a second. If you wanted to be a millionaire, that was your goal, but you've never earned more than 50,000 a year. To be on that same vibrational match or to change your frequency up to that level, you'd have to know what that feels like. But you've never been there. So how would you know that it feels like? Because your thermostat is automatically going to bring you back down to that 50,000 a year. And so if you start to like I had fun watching movies and I had fun, just seeing myself as these characters in the movies who were millionaires, going on these trips, doing these things, and I would just insert my life into that. So when I would see like someone going onto a private jet for the first time, I would pause the movie and I'd see myself being like, wow, like you see the excitement on this actor or actress's face and be like, how amazing would that feel like to literally be stepping foot on a private jet? Amazing. How amazing would it be to hold your baby for the first time? Amazing. Things that you haven't done yet, you can feel the feeling and raise your vibration by staying in your imagination and feeling that. So bringing it back to controlling your environment. So you go into work, you're vibrating high, you're super excited, but coworkers, your boss, whatever, is not in a happy place. How do you control yourself from not absorbing that negative feedback loop, that negative energy? You just focus on you. You remind yourself that you are 100% in control of your own thoughts, 100% in control of your own vibration, your own frequency, your own everything. And I tend to remind myself, and I tell my clients to do the same. Don't you have no idea what has gone on in that person's day, whether it's a client, whether it is, whatever your job title or your daily environment looks like, you have no idea what has gone in that person's day. You don't know where their thermostat is. Maybe they're constantly in a negative feedback loop because they don't feel like they're enough. They don't feel like, they're in the state that life is always happening to them, it's never happening for them. And, they can't see the good that is really happening around them. So I'm going to give you a quick example of not always being able to see what's available around them. My husband's a caterer and he's moving into a new event space, a brand new event space. So brand new kitchen, brand new everything. And he is so excited. But on the other side of it, he's been focusing on is stress and focusing on, higher rent, um, you know, all the things that come on the business side of it. But his employees have been so excited about moving into this space and all the amazing opportunities that can come from moving into this space. So I'm sharing this because I was chatting with my husband this morning and he said to me, he's like, you know what? I had to stop and realize I have been focusing on the wrong things. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about, all the things and that I need to have so many more events to make sure I can, do this and that and all the things that are related with running a business. And he said, "Why am I not just in this excited state?" And I said, "Change your frequency and change your vibration, and it's going to be such a different day for you." And he said, "Yeah, because he's never had a brand new space. He started his business in our kitchen, and then we converted our garage to a commercial kitchen and had it like completely up to code. And then we moved into a commercial space, and he outgrew that space within a year. And now he's moving into an even bigger space. So I'm sharing this with you because his frequency was so honest, like he couldn't see the excitedness of like, look at all the opportunities that are just opening for you. He was like stuck. His frequency was like the worry, the stress, the um just the I got to make sure that everything is done right. So even someone like my husband who is around me all the time and hears me talk about vibrations and frequencies, myself even, I have moments where my frequency reverts back to old patterns and I have to be like, snap my fingers, remind myself, where am I? No, that's not where I am. And every time I'm raising my frequency up higher to a new level that I've never been before because I'm always thinking about the end. So, relating this back to fertility, think about like really envision your life with this babies, but become so crystal clear. Just saying like I want to have a healthy baby is good. But what does your life look with this healthy baby? Are you going to do mom and baby groups? Are you going to, go for a walk every single day? Are you like really envision what your life looks like with baby? So that is, that's just really kind of just touching on thinking from the end. But that is really like feel really like when you are so in your imagination and so in your environment, I mean, like, I can smell things even when they're not here. So, for example, if you like cut a lemon, and I don't have a lemon in my house right now, I could literally start salivating and smell the lemon, even though it's not there if I'm in my mind enough. And that's what I want you to start doing to raise your frequency is to start living in a controlled environment, your controlled environment. So, you know, um, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Really think about that. And it's okay to have more things too. So I encourage my clients, like once you have baby, like how long do you want to be on a maternity leave? It depends on where you live in the world. Some states, some countries, like here in Canada, you can have up to 18 months as long as your employer approves it, I believe, but up to 18 months. Whereas I know in the US, a lot of places it's a 3 to 4 month maternity leave. Some places are actually even a little bit less. So come crystal clear on the maternity leave that you want to have and the daycare or care that you want your child to go in if you want to go back to work, if you want to become a stay at home mom and start a side business. I want you to become crystal clear on what it is that you want and play around, get excited, be all there. And the more you're there, so going back to like coming into, work, being super excited, being super happy, and people around you are just negative, just remind yourself, be like, I don't have to absorb this. You don't have to sympathize with them. You don't have to empathize with them. And feel free to do that if you want. And just be like, I'm sorry you're feeling that way. And then go back to your office or wherever you need to be and just be like, I'm starting my next cycle. And get in that mood of gratitude of like, I get to do this. Like, this is really, really exciting. Let go of the fear of money showing up. Let go of the fear of it not working. So tell yourself if a fear shows up so that you can keep raising that frequency and say, I don't have time. I don't have patience to think that this isn't going to work because it's working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And I think that is so important to understand raising your frequency and always having a high vibration. And if you have a lower vibrational day, that is okay. That is okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just give yourself reasons to say, like, is this thought serving me? Or, you know what? If you just got some bad news. I remember the first time that my cycle was canceled. I was devastated. Nothing that anyone said to me made me feel better. And I knew mentally, like people are saying things to make me feel better. And I appreciated that people were trying to help, but nothing that anyone said could make me feel better. So I allowed myself to feel the feelings of this wasn't fair. Why is this happening to me? All those feelings. And I allowed myself to feel them for a couple days. I just, I had to pull it together when my stepdaughters were home. But when it was just me and my husband, I just needed to be not okay. I needed to just, nope, this sucks. But I allowed myself to feel that enough so that I didn't just push it down because there's a difference of pushing down versus blessing and releasing and letting it go. So after I felt crappy for a couple days, I turned into gratitude and I would say, I really do believe that this is happening for a reason, that divine timing is taking over here. It's not my divine timing, it's the universe divine timing. But if I truly believe that the universe is here for me, there's a reason that this was canceled. There's a reason that this happened. There is a reason that this is going on. I don't know the reason. I don't necessarily agree with the reason. But if I had a crystal ball right now, and that crystal ball told me exactly the specific date I was going to get pregnant, I would have gone on living my life being like, okay, well, this is the day I'm going to get pregnant. So why not bounce back, get into it? And that's what I kept telling myself. I know the universe is always working out for me. The universe has its right divine time, and I have to surrender to that time. It's okay to feel crappy, but now that I felt crappy, I'm going to go back to the point, back to the state, because I don't want to stay in a low vibrational match that it's not working for me. I want to get right back on the horse and be on that vibrational match that everything is working out for me, that my babies are coming, and I am going to be a biological mom alongside being a stepmom. And we're going to have this beautiful blended family. And that is where I just kept going over and over and over again. And yeah, there was days where, I would be walking down the street, I'd be walking my dog, and I would see, a teenager pregnant and smoking. And I would be like, why? Why? Like I would give anything to have a baby. Why do I have to go through this? And I realized that that was my frequency of why me? Why do I have to go through this? This isn't fair. So, to change my frequency, I started changing my belief that number one, I will have this beautiful, successful business and stay at home and do all the things that I love. And I was thinking of these things in 2019. I was really thinking about starting a business. I was really thinking about a lot of other things, but I never became that vibrational match to it because I never did it often enough. So I was having coffee dates with women or Zoom chats with women, um, all around, talking to them about all the things that I was learning with mindset and manifestation and all of those things, and either giving them as many tips and tricks that I was just learning, because if I could help any person in any way, that's what I wanted to do. And I thought someday when my kids are old enough, keyword, when my kids are old enough, I'm going to have a business where I can help people, because more than anything, that's all I ever want to do is I want to help people because I want people to experience the things that they want to experience, whether it's business, whether it's love, whether it's a family. I focus on the family because I know how many people give up on their dreams of having a family because of money or because of fear or because they think that they can't or because so far on their journey, it has sucked and it has hurt and it has been a lot of trials and tribulations, and it's mentally exhausting for them, and they've got to the point where they're done. I am not here to change your mind in any way, shape, or form. If you come across my path and you want to work with me, that's amazing. But more than anything, I want people to know that you are meant to have the things that you are meant to have and the things that you desire. So when people give up, I send them extra love, but I'm not ever going to change your mind of you must do this, because you have to want this. You have to want to be on a vibrational match. This isn't work. And that's what some people say, like, I don't want to have to sit and visualize every day, or I don't want to have to bless and release, or I don't want to have to do these things. That's where the hard part comes in, because I ask the hard question, how bad do you really want this? How bad do you really want this? If you want it, you will do anything. So, bringing this back to vibrational matches and frequencies. So, you raise your frequency by being in your imagination and feeling as if you've already felt this, because you're creating a storybook, a movie, if you will, of your life with baby. You can envision each stage of your pregnancy and watching your belly grow. And, how are you going to do a pregnancy announcement if you choose to do that? Some people don't want to do a pregnancy announcement. Some people want to do a gender reveal. Some people don't. but really start to think about what it is that you want to do at each stage of your pregnancy. And then, do you want to have a home birth? Do you want to have a hospital birth? Do you want to have a baby shower? Think of all these things so that you are creating this movie of your life and you are the star. You are the star of this movie. And then start to think about all the special holidays or celebrations that you celebrate and envision yourself with baby along with you. And if you don't know the specific gender that you want with your baby, that's okay too. Just see a baby. It doesn't have to be, you know, a boy or a girl. It can just be like if you truly just say, I am okay with a healthy baby, I know that the universe is going to give me whatever sex I'm meant to have. Great, go for it, love it. But see yourself holding your baby, see yourself and your partner holding your baby. Or if you're doing this by yourself, then just see yourself introducing your baby to family or friends or acquaintances or, to whatever it is that your life movie story looks like. That's how you're going to change your frequency. And once your frequency is higher, you can also start vibrating higher as well. So, vibration is just your mood. Frequency is your thermostat, your internal thermostat. So, I want to encourage you to really, really, really think about your inner thoughts, your inner feelings. Think about that thing, that voice that pops up that's like gone with the blink of an eye, that when you're getting ready for your next cycle or treatments or consultation, think about where you're feeling. Think about where you're feeling and be so excited for where you are. Don't allow the fear to come in. And when people are around you, just tell yourself, I can control my environment. I don't have to be controlled by someone else's environment. If someone else around me is not having a great day, that doesn't mean I can't have a great day. I can still have a really great day because I can live in my imagination. I can live in a place where I can walk. I used to walk downstairs to my now daughter's room, um, but it was our guest room slash junk room, the whole doll room. And I would walk into it and I would open the door and be like, this is my nursery. And then when we found out that we were having twins, I started seeing how I wanted it designed and two cribs and all the things. And I think I was like almost 6 months pregnant before we started cleaning out that room. But every day I started like envisioning that room. It's free to envision, but that got me feeling so good and so excited to see that room changed that even though it wasn't changed, I could look at, a bed and a dresser and a desk and all the other things that were in that room. And I could see cribs and I could see a rocking chair and I could see all these things that I wanted, even though physically in that space, none of those things were even there. And so you can do the same things is, even if like when I was working as a sorry, I sold insurance, stumbling my words. Even when I had people calling me complaining about their insurance rates, not understanding why there was an increase, or people calling me for quotes and then telling me that like it was so far off, but we were the only ones that were willing to accept them, or whatever it was, I would be on such a place of, I am getting to have a baby. I've got the universe on my side. I've got science on my side. And no matter what these people say to me, nothing can change where I am. So I hope that explains frequencies. I hope that explains vibrations. And then being on that vibrational match. So everything is always on a vibration. Everything is a vibration away. Everything is a vibration away. It's a thought away. It's a feeling away. It's a vibration away. So when I say that, I really mean when you can connect to being a millionaire, or you can connect to traveling all around the world, or you can connect to your baby, whatever your goal or desire is, be there. think from the end to raise your internal thermostat to I am a mom. Not I'm going to be a mom. I am a mom. Think of it, I am a millionaire. I am a successful entrepreneur. I am XYZ. Whatever that means to you, and feel that feeling of already being there, even though you don't physically have it. Be there and feel so excited for every single moment that, if even if, you have to go on, one of the things that I had to do is I had to go on birth control for 30 days. I didn't understand that. So I don't know if I ever really talked about my medical protocol too much from my very first fertility journey. I had to go in, I had to have nasal spray, which put me through menopause. And I also had to go on birth control for 30 days so that number one, you put yourself in medical menopause, if you will, and then you go on birth control because that stops your fertility. But then as soon as you get off and then you start all the medications, it's supposed to like super boost you kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Medicine changed a lot from 2014 to now. But that was something that I had to do. And I remember going on birth control thinking like, this seems so ass backwards and this seems so wrong. Like this seems so wrong. I don't want to do it. But I did it. And every time I took a pill, I told myself, there's 27 days, there's 26 days, there's 25 days, there's only 1 day left, and then I get to do this next step. It's being in that gratitude. It's being in that place. It's being in that I get to have the things that I want and desire. Don't allow your internal thermostat to go back to old paradigms or old habits or old thought patterns based off of your experiences that you've already had. Because things can change in an instant. Things can change so much that you can't even believe it. But if you focus on changing your frequency to it's not going to work for me and this is what I'm used to, this is what I'm comfortable with, you'll stay there. But if you change your frequency by connecting to the end result and really, really, really loving being there, a lot is going to change for you. And then turning into gratitude or whatever you can do to get you on that high vibration. For me, sometimes I just need to like dance it out. I turn on a song that just lights me on fire and I'm like, I'm just going to dance for a minute. I'm just going to like boom. Um or if like my kids are in bed and I can't necessarily listen to music, I will put on a feel good show or I start searching positive quotes or I start doing different things that I can be like, hell yeah, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to be doing. And I'm one step closer. Every day, every minute, you are one step closer to your goals, to your dreams. So find your frequency where you are, raise it up by focusing on the end result of what it is that you want and knowing that it's already there. You already are a mom or a parent. You already are getting to experience all the things that you want to. Live in your imagination as much as possible because that gets you on your vibrational match. That keeps your frequency high, and you can call what we call collapsing time. Things can happen faster. And the universe has infinite ways of bringing things to you. It's not luck, it's not chance. You become a complete vibrational match. You become in alignment with what you want. I can give you so many scenarios of when I changed my frequency, I changed my vibration for things to start aligning. And if you listen to my very second episode, my secondary fertility journey, you hear those synchronicities because I changed my frequency to everything is working out. Like, I can't tell you how all of a sudden we lined up a urologist. We, like, And my husband literally had only a few dates available in December because of his catering business to line up an egg retrieval, a sperm retrieval, weather permitting, because it was in the winter. This was January and December. That, to drive 3 hours for someone to be able to watch our twins. I raised my frequency of absolutely, I'm a mom and I'm having this baby boy. No matter what, hell or high water, I'm having this baby boy. And it all happened within ease and flow. All the synchronicities happened because I changed my vibration. I lived in my imagination. Everything was working out for me. And anytime, my fertility nurse called and said, I really think that we should cancel the cycle because there's no way that this can line up. I said, no, we're going to try. And when she had said to me, I had never heard about freezing sperm or things like that. And literally the idea of like, what if we just freeze my husband's sperm? Can we do that? And she's like, okay, I'll talk to your doctor and I'll get back to you. And, she got back to me and she's like, yeah, he's agreed that, we still need to line up the urologist, but if we can line up a urologist, yes, we can freeze the sperm. Yes, we can go ahead with the egg retrieval. She agreed that anyone can bring you down as long as they take you home, but they prefer your partner to be with you if they can, or a family member. But my friend was going to take me down if my husband couldn't take me down. And literally, like, this is what I mean, synchronicities. The event that my husband had, they needed to cancel it because a few people were sick. So they just said, can we rearrange it to a different date? So that was amazing. My husband was able to take me on the day of my egg retrieval. This is what I mean. Some people just go, oh, you were lucky. Oh, it's coincidences. No, I changed my frequency. I stayed on a high vibration. Every time bad things happened, I just told myself, no, I don't want to believe that. I refuse to believe that. And I would sit with it for a minute and ideas would come to me and be like, but what if we did this? What if we did this? And I just stayed in a high vibration of I am one step closer every single day to having my baby. I don't know if it's going to be in January, February, March, April. And that was just before the world shut down because of COVID. But that in itself is a synchronicity. If I would have accepted canceling that cycle, I wouldn't have had my son when I had my son. I would have had to wait many, many, many months for fertility clinics to take me on. So we were told that we were one of the last ones to get funding for things. And I thought, that's incredible. That's incredible. Money showed up when we needed it to show up. Because I never let go of the idea that the universe is always working out for me. I am having this baby boy. And every time something negative happened, I thought, no, I'm not accepting this. It's going to work out for me. The weather, literally, a storm either happened the day before or a couple days before or the day after. Driving there was perfect every single time. There was no accidents on the road. The roads were never bad. And I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. This is so, so, so incredible how everything lined up. And even having I had a satellite clinic where I got to go do blood work, so I didn't have to drive 3 hours away just for blood work. They aligned up and did everything perfect. The staff there was so sweet. It was amazing. And I really just chose to keep my frequency of having a baby and keeping my vibration high, being in gratitude that I was here, that I refused to give up, that my mind is resilient. It wouldn't let me give up even when I wanted to. So I hope that this really helps you understand a little bit more about frequencies and vibrations, and know that you can apply this to any area of your life. How you truly feel about yourself, your self-image, how, what you want to do for a career, what you want to do for your family. Every area of your life you can apply your frequency to and raise it, live in your imagination, change your vibration to a higher vibration, and become on that vibrational match, that true alignment of what it is that you desire. And you will start to see the synchronicities. You will start to see things aligning for you. You will get intuitive hits. You'll hear it through a song or a quote that you see, or you'll hear a conversation with someone else in a restaurant and you're hearing them think, what they just said was really cool. That makes a lot of sense. Things will start resonating with you. Ideas will start to flow on how things can work for you. So, all I truly, truly want for each and every single one of my listeners is to be living their life right now. Really, honestly, live their life. Don't wait until you're pregnant or until you have your consultation. Start doing the things that fill you up right now. Right now. Because you're becoming on a vibrational match that much faster. Don't wait. Because I can tell you, when I got pregnant for the first time, my old thoughts were very much, when I get pregnant, I'll be happy. Yes, as soon as I got pregnant, I was ecstatic. But then there was that nonstop thought, before I understood the universal laws, before I knew any of those things, of this vanishing twin. And every time I went to the bathroom and every time I wiped, sorry for the too much TMI, I looked to see if there was blood. I looked to see if something was wrong. And even though I was in a state of gratitude that I was pregnant, I still lived in a certain amount of fear for my first pregnancy. And I still lived in a certain amount of fear in my second pregnancy. But every time I felt that fear, I flipped the switch and said, screw it. No, I don't want to live there. I had the tools in place to get myself out of it. Whereas my first pregnancy, I didn't. And all I really understood was law of attraction, the secret, if you will, and being in gratitude. So these are why I want to share changing your vibration, changing your frequency. Even though you haven't experienced the things that you want to experience, you can still see. I'm sure you've had friends or family members or someone, you've seen someone have a baby. You can see the love in their eyes, and you can feel that feeling of how amazing it would feel to hold your baby. You can feel that. You can change your frequency. And every time you have that negative thought, say, I don't want to think that. Easier said than done sometimes. But again, I tell you, is that a belief that it's going to be hard to think that way? Because if you don't allow yourself to hold that belief. Tell yourself, I get to control my thoughts. I get to control my feelings. I get to live in my imagination. I get to be on the frequency and vibration that I want, so that I'm on a vibrational match to everything that I want, to collapse time so it comes a lot faster. I don't want to be in this place of hope, just hope. Hope is a beautiful thing, but the problem with just hope is you don't have the belief that you're either worthy enough to be a mom or it's going to work for you. So that's why be on the frequency and vibration that it is already happening right now for you. Live in your imagination. Live in that place of love. And more than anything, just know the universe is always working out for you. It knows its right divine time. And every single time I've done a bird's eye view, when I've wanted something, when I've wanted it, and it's never come that exact time, but when it did come, it was at a far better place than I could have imagined it. But I was so caught up in the ebbs of life not working for me that I couldn't see that it was working out far better for me, but I couldn't let go of that control. So I leave you with this. Start right now, really connecting to what it is that you desire, that you want most, and start building your life in your imagination around that. See the details, smell all the smells, and live there as much as you can. The more you connect, the more you see, the more you feel. Because the thing is, the feeling is the secret. So you can tell yourself, I'm going to be a mom. Yeah, I'm going to be a mom. But if your true inner feeling says, but I don't know because it hasn't worked this far and I've gone through some really, really tough times, that's where your true belief is. That's where your frequency is. Change that frequency to feeling the feeling of holding that baby or having your dream job, your dream house, whatever it is. And once you have your baby, once you get the feeling of having your baby before you've had your baby, you can also apply this to start building a dream life. If you've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but you've thought finances don't allow me, okay, start connecting to that and you can find ways that maybe you could be, or that maybe you could take a full year off or 18 months off and your job will allow you to go back and pick you up where you left off. Or maybe you want to do a lot more traveling once you have baby. Don't just stop at baby. Envision your life now that baby's here because your life will continue once baby is here. So how do you want that life with baby? What do you want to do? Be on that vibrational match, see it, feel it, and love it. And don't feel bad for living in your imagination even when you're not there right now. Because you are collapsing time, you're bringing it to you faster. And I promise you, more than anything, you will find so much more joy in your journey being in that better state than listening or being at that lower frequency of, I don't know if this is going to work for me. I know I'm going to be a mom, but it hasn't worked this far and I don't know. Be in that place. It's already here. You already are a mom. Have an amazing day.
If you found this helpful or know anyone that needs to hear this, please share. And don't forget to leave a review and subscribe. In love and gratitude, Jessica.